Imagine for a moment that the universe is not silent at all, but alive with an endless hum. Not a hum that you can hear with your ears, nor one that can be captured by any simple instrument, but a deeper vibration that moves through everything, from the birth of galaxies to the beating of your own heart. Scientists once believed the cosmos was mostly empty and still, but the more we look, the more we discover a hidden orchestra playing beneath the surface of reality. It is as if the universe itself has been whispering a secret language all along, waiting for us to listen. Tonight, we will journey into that unseen realm and begin to unravel the vibrations that shape existence. Think about sound for a moment. When you hear the pluck of a guitar string or the low boom of thunder, what you are really sensing is a disturbance in the air. Molecules vibrating back and forth, passing energy along like a ripple on a pond. Our ears translate those ripples into the music and voices of life. But what about the vibrations too faint, too vast, or too strange for us to perceive? Beyond the range of human senses lies an entire hidden world of resonance. Black holes colliding send tremors through spacetime itself. Atoms shiver with invisible energy, even in the deepest cold. Stars pulse with rhythmic beats across millions of years. Everywhere we look, we find vibrations, unseen, unheard, but very real. One of the most profound discoveries in modern science came in 2015, when detectors buried in the Earth picked up the faintest of ripples, gravitational waves. These waves are not like sound moving through air. They are distortions of spacetime itself, generated by two black holes spiraling together, colliding in a moment of unimaginable violence over 1 billion years ago. And yet, across all that time and distance, the vibration still reached us. It shook the detectors by less than the width of a proton, and yet it carried a message. Information about the mass of those black holes, their speed, and their fate. For the first time, we had tuned into the deep cosmic drumbeat of the universe itself. But this idea is not limited to cosmic collisions. Even within your own body, vibrations hold the key to life. Proteins, the machines of biology, are not static. They twist, fold, and vibrate in intricate patterns, their shapes held together by dances invisible to the eye. Your DNA, that famous double helix, is not rigid either. It quivers in rhythms that may help regulate how genes are expressed. It is as though, at every level, existence cannot help but sing its own song. From the scale of galaxies to the tiniest molecules inside you, vibrations are the threads that weave reality together. And yet, we cannot help but ask, is there a deeper pattern behind it all? Imagine striking a violin string. It doesn't produce just one note. It resonates with harmonics, layers of sound stacked in mathematical ratios. Could the universe itself be doing something similar? Some physicists suggest that all particles, all forces, all matter may be nothing more than different notes on tiny vibrating strings, curled up in dimensions we cannot see. String theory is not yet proven, but the idea is hauntingly beautiful. It suggests that reality is music, and we are living inside a vast, invisible symphony. The mystery becomes even more fascinating when we remember that ancient cultures often spoke of vibrations and resonance as the foundation of existence. From chants and mantras believed to align with the soul, to the idea of the music of the spheres proposed by Greek philosophers. There has long been a sense that the universe has a hidden rhythm. Were these early thinkers glimpsing a truth that modern science is only now beginning to measure? Or is it coincidence that the language of spirit and the language of physics both circle back to the same idea, that vibrations lie at the heart of reality? Science, of course, takes a different path. In laboratories, researchers freeze atoms to near absolute zero to slow their vibrations and reveal the strange quantum behaviors that emerge. Others send lasers into space to measure how gravitational waves ripple through the fabric of reality. Biologists develop new imaging techniques to watch proteins vibrating, folding, and reshaping themselves in real time. Every new discovery brings us closer to understanding the secret code of existence, though the code itself remains vast, mysterious, and unfinished. But here's the question that lingers, the one that cannot be shaken. If vibrations are the secret language of the universe, then what role do we play in it? Are we listeners, standing at the edge of a great orchestra, trying to decipher its notes? Or are we also musicians, adding our own tones to the cosmic song? Your heartbeat, your neural activity, even the quantum activity inside your cells, all of it vibrates. Maybe you are not just experiencing the music of the universe, but actively contributing to it. You are a note, a rhythm, a resonance within the grand score of reality. And what does it mean if this is true? Could vibrations connect us in ways we cannot yet measure? Could they explain mysteries of consciousness, intuition, or even the way we sense harmony with the world around us? The answers remain hidden, but the possibilities are vast. The more we listen, the more we realize that reality is not solid and still, but alive and trembling, woven together by countless invisible rhythms. The next time you sit in silence, remember, there is no true silence. The universe is always humming. The question is whether you are ready to hear its song. If the universe is speaking through vibrations, then its first great whisper came nearly 14 billion years ago. In that moment we call the Big Bang, space itself erupted into existence, and with it came waves, rippling through the newborn cosmos, carrying the first notes of a song that has never stopped playing. Scientists today can still detect the faint echo of that ancient moment, not as light we can see, but as a thin bath of radiation that fills the cosmos. They call it the cosmic microwave background. It is not silent. Buried within its subtle fluctuations are vibrations from the earliest time, frozen into space like the faint ringing of a bell that was struck once and still resonates. When astronomers study this background, they see patterns, ripples that reveal how matter first clumped together, how galaxies would one day form, and how the large-scale structure of the universe itself was shaped. In a very real sense, the stars and galaxies are the visible notes of a cosmic melody that began with those early vibrations. Imagine it. Everything you see when you look into the night sky, every star, every cluster of galaxies, emerged from tiny tremors, fluctuations in energy that played out across the fabric of the newborn universe. But not all vibrations travel through light or radiation. Some move in ways that are stranger, subtler, and far more elusive. Gravitational waves are one example. Unlike sound, which needs air or water, gravitational waves ripple through space-time itself. When two massive black holes spiral around each other, their movements send out waves that stretch and compress the very dimensions we inhabit. The astonishing part is that these ripples travel undisturbed for billions of years, carrying with them a perfect record of the cataclysm that created them. It's as though the universe itself is not only an instrument but also a recording device, capturing every collision, every cosmic dance, in the form of vibrations that never fade. Catching these faint tremors is no easy task. To do it, scientists built colossal detectors like LIGO, where lasers are bounced across kilometers-long arms to detect the tiniest change in distance caused by passing gravitational waves. When the first signal was captured, it was so faint, so brief, that it lasted less than a second. Yet within that second was the story of two black holes merging a billion light-years away. From that ripple, scientists could calculate their mass, their speed, and even hear the faint chirp of their collision, converted into sound for human ears. It was the first time humanity had truly listened to the universe's secret language. But here lies a deeper question. If the universe speaks through these waves, what else might it be telling us? Could there be vibrations we have not yet learned to detect? Patterns woven into the cosmos that would reveal secrets about dark matter, dark energy, or the very origin of time itself. Some researchers believe so. They are building ever more sensitive instruments, capable of picking up ripples from the very dawn of creation. If successful, we might hear echoes not just of stars and black holes, but of the universe's very birth, the first trembling note of existence itself. Yet vibrations are not confined to the vast scales of galaxies and black holes. They reach down into the tiniest realms, into the fabric of atoms themselves. Quantum physics tells us that nothing at the atomic level is ever truly still. Electrons buzz around nuclei, protons and neutrons quiver with internal forces, and even the vacuum of space is alive with quantum fluctuations. Tiny, spontaneous vibrations appearing and vanishing in an endless dance. This restless activity is what gives rise to the structure of matter, the behavior of chemistry, and the strange phenomena of the quantum world. It is as if the universe cannot help but vibrate, even in its smallest, quietest corners. Consider this: at room temperature, every atom in your body is vibrating at billions of times per second. These motions are not random noise. They form patterns that allow molecules to bond, to react, and to carry out the processes of life. Without this microscopic trembling, chemistry would be frozen, and biology would be impossible. Life, in its most fundamental sense, is resonance. Your heartbeat, your breathing, your thoughts, all are built upon the vibrations of atoms and molecules working in synchrony. You are, quite literally, made of music you cannot hear. The most mysterious aspect is how these vibrations connect across scales. The same principle that describes a violin string also applies to black holes colliding. The same mathematics that governs the vibrations of atoms can be used to describe waves of energy rippling across galaxies. Why should this be so? Why should a universe born from chaos be so deeply harmonic, so full of resonance and rhythm? Some physicists wonder if it points to a deeper order, an underlying code that unites the vast and the tiny, the cosmic and the personal. Ancient thinkers might have said it differently. They would have spoken of the music of the spheres, the idea that planets and stars produce a kind of celestial harmony as they move. Today, we know planets do not make sound in the vacuum of space, but in another sense, those old philosophers were right. The universe does have a music, not of air but of space-time, of particles, of forces. Modern science and ancient intuition, separated by millennia, both circle back to the same strange truth. Vibrations shape reality. But perhaps the most haunting thought of all is this: what if consciousness itself is tied to vibration? Your brain is a forest of neurons, firing in patterns that create waves, oscillations measurable as brainwaves. Different frequencies align with different states of mind, alertness, dreaming, meditation. When groups of neurons fire together, their vibrations synchronize, creating coherence that allows thought, memory, and awareness. Could it be that what you call you is not a static thing, but a resonance pattern emerging from countless smaller vibrations? If so, then consciousness is not apart from the universe's secret language, but one of its purest expressions. The more we listen, the more the mystery deepens. From the echoes of the Big Bang to the pulses of our own brains, vibrations weave through every level of existence. They carry memory, meaning, and perhaps even the essence of life itself. The universe has been humming since the beginning, and here we are, just beginning to hear the first notes. What other melodies lie hidden, waiting for us to discover them? If vibrations are everywhere, shaping galaxies and guiding atoms, then perhaps the most astonishing place to look for them is within life itself. For what could be more mysterious than the thought that your very existence, the way your body grows, heals, and even thinks, could be orchestrated by invisible rhythms, subtle tremors woven into the fabric of biology? When we look closely at the machinery of life, the dance becomes clear. Proteins, those intricate molecules that form the basis of your muscles, your skin, your enzymes, are not frozen structures. They are flexible, dynamic, and constantly vibrating. Their shapes shift and sway, and those motions determine how they interact with other molecules. In fact, the vibrations of proteins are essential for their function. Without those hidden rhythms, the machinery of life would grind to a halt. Your DNA, too, is alive with motion. Though often imagined as a rigid ladder of genetic code, the double helix is far from static. Twists, bends, and vibrates in complex ways. Some scientists believe these vibrations may play a role in how genes are read and expressed, almost as though the code of life carries not just written instructions, but a hidden soundtrack. In this view, life is not only information but also music, encoded not only in the letters of DNA but in the frequencies of its motion. Imagine for a moment that every cell in your body is an instrument. Each atom vibrates, each molecule resonates, and together they create a symphony of signals that allow your body to function as one. Heart cells beat in rhythm. Brain waves pulse in synchrony. Hormones and neurotransmitters rise and fall in cycles, keeping time like a vast biological metronome. You are a walking orchestra, though you may never hear the music directly. And yet, the connections between vibration and life extend even further, into mysteries that science is only beginning to explore. consider the strange phenomenon of quantum tunneling, where particles seem to leap through barriers they should not be able to cross. In the realm of biology, tunneling allows enzymes to work with extraordinary efficiency, as if they are attuned to the exact vibrations that make chemical reactions possible. Without this quantum resonance, life as we know it might never have emerged. It is tempting to wonder, if the universe speaks through vibrations, then is life one of its most complex songs? Are we perhaps not listeners at all, but notes themselves, woven into the ongoing music of reality? The thought is both humbling and awe-inspiring, that existence itself might be a performance, and that consciousness is simply one of its resonant chords. What makes this even more fascinating is that the idea of life as vibration is not entirely new. Long before microscopes and particle accelerators, ancient traditions spoke of hidden energies and resonant forces within the body. In Indian philosophy, for instance, the concept of prana describes a life energy that flows in rhythms and vibrations. In Chinese thought, qi is said to move through channels, bringing harmony when it resonates properly. Even in Western traditions, from the chants of monks to the hymns of early mystics, sound and vibration were believed to bring the soul closer to the divine. Now, modern science finds itself arriving in its own way at a similar conclusion. Brainwave studies show how chanting, singing, or meditating can shift neural vibrations, calming the mind and altering perception. Ultrasound and resonance imaging reveal how sound waves can heal tissues or break apart harmful growths. Music therapy, once dismissed as mere art, is now recognized as a powerful tool for influencing mood, memory, and even the structure of the brain. What once was called spiritual is slowly being reframed as scientific, a reminder that truth often wears many names. But what lies beyond biology is perhaps even more mysterious. Consider consciousness itself. Every thought, every dream, every spark of imagination you've ever had emerges from patterns of electrical activity in your brain. These patterns form waves, alpha, beta, delta, theta, each linked with a different state of awareness. In waking hours, your brain hums with rapid vibrations. In deep sleep, it slows to a deep, rolling rhythm. In meditation or moments of insight, the waves shift into harmony, as if tuning into another channel of existence. Consciousness is not separate from vibration. It is vibration, refined and organized in a way that gives rise to awareness. If this is true, then the ancient whispers about sound, resonance, and life energy may not have been metaphors at all. They may have been early attempts to describe what we now see with science, that vibration is not a side effect of existence, but its very foundation. The universe hums, and from its endless harmonics emerge stars, atoms, cells, and minds. And yet, the mystery remains. Why vibrations? Why should the deepest level of reality not be stillness, but motion? Some physicists believe it comes down to energy itself. Even in the coldest, emptiest vacuum, the quantum world cannot sit still. It seethes with zero-point energy, a restless trembling that never fades. In that sense, vibration is not something added to reality. It is reality. Existence is motion. Stillness is an illusion. The implications are staggering. If vibration underlies everything, then to understand it is to glimpse the blueprint of creation. Each frequency may hold meaning, each resonance a connection. Perhaps this is why certain patterns of sound move us so deeply, why a piece of music can stir emotions beyond words, or why silence itself feels charged, as though the world is waiting for the next note. Step back for a moment and consider how extraordinary this is. The same principles that make your heart beat and your mind think are also shaping galaxies and bending space-time. The song of life is not separate from the song of the cosmos. It is one continuous melody, flowing across scales too vast and too small for us to fully grasp. You are not apart from it. You are within it, inseparable from the vibrations that stretch across time and space. And so the question deepens, if everything is vibration, then might it also be communication? Could the universe be trying to tell us something, encoded not in words or symbols, but in the hidden rhythms of its structure? If so, what would it mean to finally understand the language of the cosmos? Perhaps we are closer than we think. As you listen to this, take a moment to realize that vibration isn't only something happening around you. It is happening within you. Every single atom in your body vibrates. The molecules that make up your skin, your muscles, your bones, they are not static. They oscillate. They hum. They move in delicate rhythms that keep you alive. The warmth you feel when you touch your skin, that's the vibration of countless particles moving faster than you can imagine. The simple act of breathing in and breathing out is part of a larger vibrational exchange between you and the universe. You inhale oxygen, molecules vibrating with energy from the sun, and you exhale carbon dioxide, which carries its own frequency back into the world. In this way, you are not separate from the universe. You are an active participant in its endless symphony. Think about music for a moment. When a singer holds a note, their voice isn't simply producing sound. It's creating a vibration that travels through the air, through walls, even through your body. This is why a song can make your chest tighten, your skin tingle, or your eyes well with tears. But the remarkable part is that this isn't limited to music. Every interaction you have with the world carries a vibration. The smile of a friend, the rush of the wind, the hum of your refrigerator. All are tiny reminders that reality is, at its heart, a dance of frequencies. And this dance goes deeper than we might dare to imagine. In the mysterious world of quantum physics, particles do not behave like tiny billiard balls colliding in predictable ways. Instead, they behave like waves, rippling patterns of energy. Imagine dropping a pebble into a still pond. The waves expand outward, overlapping and merging with others. In a sense, this is how the universe itself operates. Every particle, every atom, every being radiates its own wave, and together, these waves overlap to create the grand fabric of existence. Some physicists suggest that reality as we know it emerges from the resonance of these countless vibrations. It's not matter that comes first. It's vibration, and matter is its echo. If that sounds abstract, let's make it tangible. Have you ever felt the power of resonance in your daily life? Picture a singer hitting a note so precisely that it shatters a glass. The note doesn't destroy the glass by force. It aligns perfectly with the glass's natural frequency, amplifying it until it can no longer hold together. Now, imagine this concept on the scale of the universe. What if galaxies, stars, and planets are not merely floating objects, but participants in a cosmic resonance, held in place by the invisible harmonies of vibration? Could the very balance of the cosmos depend on these hidden frequencies, humming beneath the silence of space? But this story doesn't end with the stars. It extends to the most personal and intimate aspects of your life. Ancient cultures, long before modern science, intuited the importance of vibration. They spoke of mantras, chants, and sacred sounds, not merely as expressions of faith, but as tools to align the human spirit with the greater rhythm of the cosmos. Modern neuroscience has revealed that chanting or even humming can change your brain waves, calm your nervous system, and synchronize different regions of the brain. Science now confirms what the ancients whispered. Vibration can shape not only the external universe but also your inner world. Now imagine if the universe itself speaks a language not made of words or symbols but of frequencies. Could it be that every choice you make, every thought you hold, every heartbeat you experience is part of that hidden communication? What if the vibrations you emit are constantly interacting with the vibrations of others, weaving together the story of your life? If so, then perhaps the true secret of existence is not in what we see, but in what we feel. And here lies the most curious part. Vibrations are not bound by the limits of space and time in the way we normally think. In quantum experiments, particles separated by great distances appear to influence each other instantly, a phenomenon known as entanglement. Some scientists describe this as a kind of invisible connection, a hidden vibrational thread binding the fabric of reality together. Imagine that for a moment, an unseen web of resonance linking you not only to the people beside you but to the stars overhead, the galaxies far beyond, and perhaps even the beginnings of the universe itself. So, when you think about vibration, don't just imagine sound waves or music. Imagine the possibility that you are part of a secret dialogue happening all around you and within you, a dialogue that transcends culture, language, and even time, a dialogue that says, you belong to the universe, and the universe belongs to you. And so, as we come to the final leg of this journey, let's pause and reflect on what we've uncovered. We began by stepping into a hidden universe, one not of galaxies and stars, but of unseen vibrations that weave through everything we know. We followed the trail of sound, light, and frequency, discovering how they are not just forces we observe, but languages that communicate the story of existence itself. We saw how vibrations create order, how they shape molecules, form patterns, and possibly guide the very way life emerges and evolves. The question that lingers now is this: if vibrations are the secret language of the universe, then what message is being spoken to us? Perhaps it's not a message meant to be read like a book, but felt like a song. A resonance that reminds us we are not separate from this grand orchestra but participants in it. Every heartbeat, every breath, every thought, it all adds a note to the cosmic symphony. Science, in its pursuit of knowledge, has only just begun to scratch the surface of this hidden realm. Quantum physicists speak of fields humming with energy. Biologists trace the vibrational signatures of life itself. Mystics and philosophers from centuries past whispered about the music of the spheres long before instruments could measure them. And now, here we are, standing at the intersection of wonder and understanding, knowing that each discovery is but a doorway to deeper mysteries. So the next time you sit quietly in a room, or walk beneath the stars, listen closely. Beneath the silence, there is always movement. Beneath the stillness, there is always sound. The universe hums softly in the background, waiting for us to notice. And if you've journeyed with me this far, let me thank you. The hidden vibrations we explored tonight are only one thread in the vast tapestry of existence. There are countless more waiting to be unraveled. If this exploration stirred your curiosity, if it made you pause and wonder, I'd love for you to join me again. Subscribe, so together we can continue unlocking the mysteries of the cosmos, one unseen story at a time. After all, the universe still has so many secrets to whisper. And perhaps one day we'll finally learn to understand its full song.